Hi everyone, and welcome back to my Simple Intentional Life. Today I thought I'd give you an update about my last 30-day challenge, which did not go that well. So if you remember back in April, I had challenged myself to 30 days of decluttering my scrap room. And this was meant to kind of make it a more useful space, because even though I scrapbook, I don't really scrapbook from home anymore, and the room is looking kind of cluttered. I started the month with a bang, and I was able to go through just about every nook and cranny, including newer things that I might have had just in bags or in boxes. And I was able to go around and collect 5 large garbage bags of donations for Goodwill. And I did take those and drop them off, so I felt really accomplished doing that. I also was able to collect a bunch of other stuff that I thought, had some intrinsic value and usefulness that I thought some of my scrapping sisters would like. So I did take it to a weekend crop that I attended and sold a lot of it as well. So not only did I take care of some clutter, I also made a little money on the side. Now, the total money, I want to say, was about $106, somewhere around there, 106 to 110, which was great. It was just stuff that I was going to donate anyway. But the stuff that I donated was probably well in the thousands of dollars in terms of value. So I'm hoping that somebody can get their hands on it that really can make use of it. Now, what happened after that was that I said, I had some time. I have time to spare. I really don't want to tackle this box or that drawer or go through every single paper and decide what I want to keep and what I want to get rid of. And I kept postponing and postponing and postponing until the month was almost over and I hadn't looked at the room again. Now, what I did do I guess in place of my scrap room declutter, is that I did go through all of my designer purses, and there were quite a few, and I took some out and took pictures and listed them on local garage sale sites to try and sell. And then I also got another bunch of stuff and took it over to my sister's house, who lives not too far, for a town-wide garage sale, and sold some other stuff there. These items were not necessarily scrap room related, but they did help in decluttering overall. So I'm still working on it. Didn't do so great. The room is still looking messy to me, although I know that technically I took out a lot of stuff. A lot of it was in deep storage, so you can't really tell just yet. So when I get a better grasp on the clutter in that room and a better setup, I will be sure to update you with another video. In the meanwhile, I wanted to take on a different kind of challenge for the month of June, and that is pretty much to address my feelings of inadequacy. Now, I don't know if it's low self-esteem necessarily, but I've been struggling a lot with skin and allergy issues, and getting a lot of outbreaks of eczema, which I've had all my life, but I've never had on my face until recently. I would say within the past 3 to 4 years, I've started getting this horrible eczema on my face, and it's made me very self-conscious, because the medicines that I used to treat it sometimes cause outbreaks and outbreaks and pimples and acne kind of things, just because they're oily emollient type things. But if I don't use them, then I walk around with a blotchy face, or I have to put on a lot of makeup. And I was doing really well there for a while, and I said, I got to go and film because my skin looks good. But then I'm thinking, well, why should I care? I mean, this is who I am. This is a problem I have, and I'm sure maybe some of you out there even have this issue. So I'm trying to be more transparent and more genuine by telling you that a lot of the time that I took off these past month to 2 months was because I was feeling very insecure about how I was looking. And even though right now I'm wearing a ton of makeup, I still don't feel great, but I am trying to work on better health care internally, and skin care as well, so that I can try to keep this at bay. I don't think I'm there yet to show you myself without makeup at all, but maybe someday I'll get there. So just stick with me. So for June, I'd like to make a challenge of working on my self-esteem. And what that entails will be essentially trying to put myself out there, make myself a little bit uncomfortable, so that I'm challenging myself to grow and to really get in the zone of not worrying so much about what other people are going to say, but really asserting what I feel, what I desire, what I want, and without worrying about how I look or how I may appear to other people. This may sound a little bit selfish now that I say it out loud, but I'm not trying to be careless or, rude. I'm just trying to be more daring. And if any of you are Brene Brown fans, she wrote an incredible book called Daring Greatly. And I think that's what I need. I need to really push my limits. And when I don't feel like filming, film anyway. When I don't feel like maybe going out and putting myself out there in a social situation, I'm going to go out anyway. When I don't feel like saying yes to something because I feel that maybe I'm not the best person to do it, I want to say yes anyway. And I want to see how I feel at the end of this month. If it's made a difference, if I'm feeling more confident or at least a little bit more comfortable with the fact that sometimes we got to make ourselves uncomfortable to grow. So for June, my affirmation will center around positive thinking, positive self-talk, and self-love. And my challenge will be to put myself out there, make myself a little uncomfortable, and do the things that I oftentimes will talk myself out of because I may feel insecure. So if any of you have this problem and want to tell me all about it, do so down below, and I'll be back in July to tell you how that went. Take care. Bye.